All right.
Hello, I'm your co-host Erico, and welcome to the first Mysteries of the Macrocosm podcast. With me is your other co-host.
I'm Sutchin, Ravi, Somanathan, and this will be our first episode of Mysteries of the Macrocosm. So we're not going to have any special guests. It's just going to be us two talking about
Yes.
things.
So, Sutchin, what's your first topic you want to talk about?
Let's start with which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah. You were talking about that the other day. Which do you think came first? I mean, you were saying...
Okay, there is an obvious logical explanation. I've heard people say, oh, well, it has to be the chicken because the chicken had to incubate the egg. And that's wrong. And the reason for that is the chicken, how it was created was two birds that were similar to a chicken, but not an actual chicken, came together and created an egg. They conceived an egg. And the egg was the first chicken ever. Therefore, the egg came first. From then on, that's just how it went.
Right.
I mean, can you put up an argument for the other side?
I mean, one could say that the evolution, like slowly over time, evolution changed like a bird. Like, for example, once a bird came and then they adapted and then they laid the egg as a chicken and then they laid the egg for the chicken. But I can't really get into that because I really don't support the other side. So.
Okay. This next topic, I've thought about this for a long time.
Yeah.
And it is my red the same as your red? And what I mean by that is if you look at a red image that's just totally red, and you look at it and say, and both of us look at it and say, that's red.
Yeah.
We both associate that color with red.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know. But how do I know that what I'm seeing, the red that I'm seeing, is exactly the same as the red that you're seeing?
I mean, we don't know that since
before we continue, dude, be more casual, dude.
All right. So, I mean, there is no proof that your red is the same as my red. It's just based on guess and knowledge.
Yeah, and honestly, the notion that it is impossible is probably not true.
Yeah.
It's more of a failure of human language itself.
Yeah.
And the fact is, there's probably a string of words that you could put together that would suddenly make a blind person see the color red. But okay, imagine that I'm a totally blind person, never seen anything.
Yeah.
I'm a Tommy Edison, basically, right?
Yeah.
Since birth, I'm a blind person.
Yeah.
Describe to me the color red.
I'm gonna have to think about that for a bit. Hold on. I mean, I'd say it's warm, but you wouldn't associate warm with any color.
Yeah, because you could feel warm.
Yeah.
But the notion that a blind person would suddenly see red after that is just wrong.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't, because they've never seen anything.
They could associate with what we'd say as blue, or like purple, etc.
I mean, if they've never if they've never seen anything, it would just be totally impossible.
Yes, that's true.
All right. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, I'll propose. Do you
believe in God?
No.
Why is that?
Well, you see, back, I've just found the idea of religion really weird. Like, for example, back in the 20th century, like the late 20th century, when people were discovering like the Big Bang and stuff. Well, early, late, you get what I'm trying to say here. Like the Big Bang, there were religious people, like Christians, they were like, yeah, no, God created the universe. But now in the 21st century, people are like, yeah, God created the universe through the Big Bang. Which one's right?
Well, God was originally created. Okay, don't quote me on this, but this is what I've been told.
Yeah.
God was created to explain the supernatural.
Yes.
For example, the Earth being flat.
Yeah.
or not the Earth being flat, meteors, outer space. It
Yes.
was all created by God. Because back in the day, people did not understand that. I'm not a very religious person,
Yeah.
but in times of need, I find myself calling to some higher being, and I just say God. I'm like, please God,
But
and this is probably because in like most medias, like movies and things like that,
yeah.
it's very common for people to do that.
I mean, I like to believe God exists, but there's no proof of it, and it's theoretically it's just not scientifically possible.
That's what they thought about a lot of things, but
Yeah.
honestly, we have no definitive answer.
Yeah. No explanation for it. For example,
Oh,
yeah.
no, can you continue?
Yeah. For example, we know that dark matter will come together again after our universe is gone to create a new universe. We know that's how universes are created now, and not because of some God's will. But this could, yeah.
Then okay, we're not sure that is fact, but
Mhm.
it's a theory.
It's a theory. Yes, it's a theory.
Okay, alright. Have you ever heard of the infraverse?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like what do you call it? It's like meaning to do the exact thing that is bad in a situation where you usually wouldn't. Like
Yeah.
I find that happens to me when like I want to rebel or something like that.
You know something really weird. So I was in a swimming class earlier today. And something really weird occurred to me. I was swimming, yeah, and I was swimming and I was doing freestyle. My head was down in the water, and I just had this sudden urge to breathe in the water. I knew it would choke me, but I just wanted to do it really badly. There was no stopping me, and I did it.
The infraverse.
Yeah,
That's how it
exactly.
is. This is probably gonna. So another question I brought up is like, what was the? I know this makes it sound kind of dumb, but like, what was the funniest joke or like funniest circumstance ever to happen that we don't know about because we haven't experienced it or hasn't been recorded? Isn't that something interesting to think about? Like the funniest
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, maybe it has been recorded, and we just don't know.
It's crazy to think.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing is like, isn't it crazy to think that the person you will marry
Yeah.
and have children with is out there right
Yes.
now,
It is crazy to
speaking to
think that.
someone else?
Maybe sleeping. Maybe eating. Yeah.
Bro, you sound so uptight. Talk normally, bro.
All right. So let's move on. Let's move on to a different topic. How do you think life is created?
All right, yeah, okay. So like, people, they're, you know what the Bonnet-Tarski paradox is, right?
No.
Or
What?
maybe the Fermi paradox, something like that.
Yeah.
It's where there's such an incredibly high chance of aliens being real
Yeah.
and there being other intelligent life out there,
Yes.
and there
But
are millions of planets with water on them, and most likely oxygen.
yeah, but we just can't prove it.
The paradox is, where are they? We don't have a single piece of evidence, not a single definitive piece of evidence that can prove aliens. And you could get all, you could say, oh, it's Area 51, but that's just so irrational.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something. I watched a video by Exerbia the other day. So he was talking about how, like, how do you explain it? Look at us. Advanced human civilization with big cities, cars, technology, etc. But
Yeah.
how do we look at a deer? Think about it. How do you look at a deer? They haven't developed language yet. They barely know how to hunt. They don't know how to hunt. They just eat grass or plants.
I
Yes?
mean, that is a good simile, but the paradox is, we interact with deers. They see us,
Yes, they see
Yeah.
us.
and we haven't seen
A single
anything.
alien? Maybe.
We are-
Yep.
We are most likely all. No, we're not most likely all alone. We're most likely not alone.
Yes, we're
But
most
it's
likely not.
astounding how thousands of years have gone by, and there's not a single definitive piece of evidence that can tell us that yes, aliens exist.
Yeah. maybe the government does know, and they've just been keeping it from us. But that's a more liberal way of talking about things. Liptard.
Yeah. Leftist. Whoa, what'd you say? Just
Never
kidding.
mind. Yeah, come on, let's go.
Okay. Or it may be, or intelligent life might be a lot more difficult to create than we understand.
Yeah.
But okay, here's the thing: we could cut the odds by 100, and there would we could cut every single planet that would most likely have life on them.
Yeah.
And just take away 99.9% of those.
Yes.
There are still millions of planets out there.
Yes.
Millions. The paradox is, we don't see anything.
Yeah.
Alright, that brings us to another thing.
Yeah.
Is there some calculation you can make and say how rare is intelligent or just life itself in the universe?
Yeah. That's really hard to say. We don't know any source of intelligent life except for us, and maybe some little animals on our planet, but they're not intelligent enough to make advanced civilizations. But so far, based on our knowledge, our galaxy has over 100 million planets. All right, a lot of them are inhabitable, but we haven't
alone in our galaxy.
Yes, in our galaxy.
Galaxies. And
Exactly.
for all we know, there are probably hundreds of millions of universes.
Exactly.
The human race has yet to delve into this, and I think it's going to be something like how back in the day, people are going to look at it in 1,000 years and think, these people were so stupid that they thought, we're living in a simulation. Or maybe they're going to say, well, these people are so smart, they realize that we are living in a simulation. That really brings us into a good transition between topics here, dude.
Yeah, about living in a simulation?
Elon Musk was like, have you seen that Joe Rogan podcast?
The one where Elon hits a blunt.
Yeah, the one where Elon hits blunt. Dude, living in a simulation. Okay, wait, but he was making the points before he did that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, how is it possible that we are living in a simulation? He says there's a higher chance that we are living in a simulation than we are not living in a simulation.
I guess he got it from The Matrix and stuff. I've actually never watched The Matrix. Have you?
I have. It's a great movie. We need to watch it now.
Alright, I'm gonna watch it. So.
Okay, but go ahead.
So, what I'm saying, based on our understanding of technology right now, we are simulating worlds without even knowing it. Like, for example, video games and stuff. Although they might not be actual simulations, they're just algorithms and code gathered together. It technically is simulating a world, a universe. Just one tiny world, and the inhabitants of that world, if they have a consciousness, like for example, an NPC just walking around the place, if they have a consciousness, they do not know they are living in a simulation. They think they are the highest level of reality.
What will we miss?
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
He's saying, hey, in this many years, this is going to happen. In this many years, the Milky Way is going to collide with Andromeda, and it's going to look beautiful. Yeah. And it was depressing that I'm never going to get to see it.
Yeah.
But how I thought about that differently is you could say, hey, possibly someone of my bloodline, my children, one of my children's children, great grandchild, right?
Yeah.
1,000 grades will get to see that.
Yes, they possibly could.
Oh, another theory is that we are simulating ourselves.
Yeah. I remember something about that. Like, for example, maybe one time they saw us, some advanced civilization. They saw us, all right, and then they were like, "Yeah, this is." They were like, "Wow, this civilization must have been really advanced." And then they took it upon themselves using their level of technological advancement to create and simulate our Earth.
You could say that, but let's move on. Oh, the way that you could have enough power to simulate that is creating something called as a Dyson sphere. I know you've heard of it. You don't need to.
Yeah.
It's where you take a sphere and it collapses around the sun, harvests 100% of the energy from that star. And with that amount of power, you could simulate a universe, let alone Earth.
Yeah. But maybe.
And another way that they can like save power
Yeah.
is, for example, let's say you are going under surgery.
Yes.
Let's say that the doctor opens your stomach.
Yeah.
Before he opens it, there is nothing inside you. Nothing. You're totally hollow. But as soon as it is cut open, there's now blood and flesh there.
Yeah.
That's how you could say they conserve energy. Oh wait, yo, Eric.
So what you're saying it? Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah.
Check the Google Doc chat
Yeah. All right.
in a second, but continue.
So what you're trying to say is it's kind of like models not loading in a video game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. If you could live forever,
Yeah.
would you?
I mean, I talked to you about this the other day. Have you read Percy Jackson? I know you have.
Okay, I've seen the movies and I read like one or two of the books, but
Alright.
I haven't read those.
So I believe it was in the 5th or like the 6th book. I forgot. Don't quote me on that. So it was in one of those books after Percy defeats enemies and stuff. He walks up to Olympus and then they're like, "Yo, dude, we're gonna give you immortality." Percy declines it because what he thinks about is he's gonna lose all his friends. He's gonna lose everybody he knows.
See, honestly, good on the writer for doing that because most people there would make the impulse decision of, yeah, immortality.
Yeah.
But I know this sounds stupid, but life would get boring. And
Yeah.
get saddening. You could have a friend, and you know him since he was born, and you get to watch him grow, and you see him die. That can be crushing. And at times when you're really depressed and you're 3,000 years old,
Yeah.
sorry, can't kill yourself, dude. You're immortal.
Exactly. It's just saddening to think about.
And I know suicide is a horrible thing. But
Yeah.
at that stage, it makes sense because it's almost impossible to explain. But this topic is probably gonna let us talk for around a good 10 minutes.
Yeah. So let's yeah.
What's the scariest experience you've had? Or there's two. Scariest experience you've ever had, or scariest experience you've had in the last year? I'm gonna start with the last year. Can I start?
Sure.
Okay. So I was homesick. It was honestly 2 times, and I had the flu type B.
All right.
And every night my family kept making me take NyQuil, and after it, like I would feel like so weird, and I would wake up in the night and I would have these hallucinations every single night.
God, that sounds horrible.
And it was scary. It was scary.
God.
I remember like thinking these wild, irrational things. Like, okay, this is gonna sound stupid, but so I had this dream where I was a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention I was so sick while I was
Yeah.
And I had this dream where I was a kid, and I like did a backflip off of this girl's head,
Yes.
right? And I like named it the Spyro something, right?
Yeah.
And then I had a dream where like 20 years later, she told me it was, and I got so scared. I woke up and I like went outside into the bathroom. And I was so scared. Like I was having these crazy, irrational thoughts.
Yeah.
And there were so many. I would wake up 4 or 5 times every single night. And as soon as I stopped taking that stupid medicine, it felt 100 times better.
That sounds really scary. Hallucinations and dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, let me tell you mine. So, you know how a year ago I was like in a wheelchair, like strolling around the place?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So, I remember the day I broke my leg. God. So, I was ice skating and then my skate got caught like in between like a hole in the ice. And then so some guy knocked me and I lost balance since I was like tired, jet lagged and stuff. And then it just snapped. At first I didn't think much of it, and then I tried to move my leg and then it just hurt.
Oh, jeez, that's.
They had to carry me to the. They had to get me to like the bed, and then they got me to the ambulance, and I was in so much pain. And you know what the scariest part for me was?
What?
So you know how when you're undergoing surgery, this technically wasn't considered surgery since they were just like moving the bones and they weren't even cutting open my leg. They were just moving the bone to a line, but they still gave me those injections or those I don't know that the serum that will like make you go to sleep.
No, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
oh, oh.
yeah.
Anesthesia?
Yeah, anesthesia. That was what I was thinking about. So, anyways, they gave me anesthesia, and then I just fell asleep. All right. So the dream I had, it was so weird. I was like traveling through time and stuff. I can't really describe it since it's like super weird. But anyways, I was traveling through time.
Oh my god! That I just remembered something.
Yeah.
No, continue.
Yeah.
Just
So,
continue.
anyways, I could kind of feel the pain of my leg, and just spreading throughout my body. I could feel the pain. It hurt so much. And that was that.
Alright.
Yeah. Speak.
Alright. So the other day I had a dream, right?
Yeah.
And the night before I was just listening to music, and I discovered this artist. His name was Doom.
Yeah.
And he made like really, really nice music, and I was just listening to him all night.
Yeah.
And then like after I was done, I remember I vividly had Bluetooth headphones, and they were connected to my phone.
Yeah.
I disconnected it, went to bed, didn't think much of it, and I
Yeah.
had this crazy dream where like you know Josephine, right?
Yeah.
And like we were at the Olympics, and like for some reason every time I would speak, she would say it in French. She would say whatever I said in French.
Wait.
And she was like a translator, and she was with this like old Korean dude too. I don't know why, it was weird. And then I woke up, right? And I was on my dinner table with my headphones on, and I just woke up, and it was so vivid, and I had my phone on the table, and I got up, I had breakfast.
Yeah.
And I started counting my fingers because I do that to check whether I'm in a dream, and I realized I was dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
Like I made my breakfast and everything as usual, and I didn't realize I was in a dream. And I tried to gain control so I could do whatever I want, right?
Yeah.
And then the dream just kept going on randomly.
Yeah.
And I couldn't control it. It was crazy. Like at that moment, I was just like eating my breakfast, right? And I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was like, oh my god, I'm dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dream just kept going randomly, and I couldn't control it. It sucked. Like I thought I was about to have a lucid dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. And then see the most scary experience I've had in my entire life. This is okay, so I was a really, really little kid, right? And I was sick. I was very sick. And my mom was there, right? And she said, I'm gonna go get you medicine. Stay here, I'll be back, okay? And I was really little, like I was very dependent on my mom. And I just went to sleep and I woke up.
Are you done?
And she was there. And she wasn't there. And like I just started panicking. I was like, what? I was watching TV and stuff, and I think I called her on the phone. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I did. And she said just watch TV, and she was like, she felt so bad. And I was so scared. I had no idea why. Now I'd be like, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But back then I was so dependent on my mother that I couldn't just do that.
Mm-hmm.
That was really scary. I don't know why. There probably is some other experience that I have that I can't currently recall at the moment.
Yeah.
But that was definitely one of the like scariest things that's ever happened.
Right. So I'm just trying to think of mine, but I can't really at the moment. But I'll tell you, like, what I perceive to be the scariest experience of my life. I remember, like, one time I was just like going, like there was this award ceremony for Chinese school and stuff, and I was walking, back to the car, and I suddenly had a realization on me, like somebody was dying, and I was so frightened out of my mind. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, random things that happen. One day I was walking from. I got off the bus.
Yeah.
And I looked up at the moon, and in my mind, I did zoom out of where I was from the moon, and I realized that it is a massive ball floating in space, and I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
And I did this whole zoom out. You know those drone videos where they like zoom out from there?
Yeah.
I did that. I did that on a lunar scale and went all the way out to the moon, and it was so crazy. I had this like realization.
God.
To think that we're on a massive ball of rock floating through space
endlessly.
Yeah. Earth rotates around the sun.
Yes.
The sun rotates around the center of the galaxy. The center of the galaxy rotates around
something that we don't know.
Well, I think
maybe
honestly, the universe might just be an infinite like string of these things, you know,
or one thing or the other.
I have this realization that there are patterns in the universe.
There are what? Yeah.
Oh, that would be easily just proved. That's wrong. It's about to say atoms are just like the sun and the stars, right?
Yeah.
That's wrong because you know how they look with the nucleus and the
and then electrons around? Like yeah.
That's not what an atom really looks like. We just draw that to make it simple.
And then there's
nobody knows what an atom actually looks
like. We have never seen one. This is just guess. Hey Sutchin, you want to hear a joke? Why can you not trust an atom?
Why?
Because they make up everything.
Okay. I was about to get into. Okay, do you have any irrational fears?
Me?
I have one. Yeah, but do you?
Say yours first. I'll tell you later.
Oh, because you're probably thinking about it, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, so, like, I'll just randomly be home, right?
Yeah.
And, like, I'll just, like randomly, like, just all the time, I'll have this irrational fear that whatever I do, someone will know, or that like someone's always watching me.
So what you're basically saying is God is always looking at you.
Yeah, but not God, like my friend thing. And like I also have this irrational fear that all my friends secretly hate me. I don't know why. At times I just think like it's weird.
Alright, you want to know something? Yeah, I remember mine. So I'll just be like on my computer playing GTA or like watching TV or whatever, and then I look at my fish tank, and you know what? I suddenly realize.
What?
Everything will die. That just kind of scares me. I guess it's like one of those things where you learn to accept it more as you get older.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just
like.
Yeah.
People in Japanese culture.
Yeah.
Death is regarded as a very good thing, and not that it's like that it's not like that in any other culture, but it's just at this high standard, and I think that's good.
Yes.
I think that's very good, and Japanese people have this different look on life that if you die, it's okay, you'll be out there, but scientifically,
no.
Probably not. Not no.
Yeah, probably not.
Maybe. Probably not.
Yeah.
But probably not. This note that yes, there might be a heaven out there, but you know what, Eric?
What?
In 70, 80 years, I'm gonna find out myself.
So what?
And nobody knows what it's like to be dead, because your brain cannot just comprehend that. Your brain cannot comprehend not being conscious.
All right, Sutchin, I'm gonna have to tell you something. We're probably gonna have to remove our weekly podcast to 9 p.m. since.
Why?
Well, everybody in my family is really loud right now. But so to any of you viewers out there, we're moving the podcast to 9 p.m.
Most likely.
Most likely. Wait, crap! I think I have stuff to do at 9. No, 9.
Okay, do you want to continue along the science path, or do you want to get into
Yeah, let's go in something more fun. Let's go talk about something more fun. So,
like what?
politics.
Politics is fun because we get. Okay, the reason I like politics is I like just like destroying people with facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for example, at our school, people make a lot of accusations about racism, and
Yes.
I've noticed that people do that even when there is no evidence of racism. And I found this weird how people need to use this word when anything goes wrong. Or, oh, I got a low score on a test. Teacher's just racist. The teacher's not racist.
Yeah.
The teacher may be biased in some way, but it's never going to affect your grade. It's most likely going to affect the way she treats you.
Yeah.
Yes, I've had that happen to me before.
Yeah.
But most of the time, that notion is usually irrational.
Yes.
And teachers are trained to not do things like this. And
why did I just find a Dorito on my desk?
Quick, okay, trigger warning, guys.
Yes, if you're easily sensitive to these things, get out. Get out right now. And I just found a Dorito on my desk.
Eric, you don't say that on the podcast. No one cares.
I know, but I just found one.
Stop. This video's probably so old.
No, it's from earlier today.
Alright, let's get into politics. Do you support PETA?
Oh my god, that's an easy no.
But do you have any evidence other than it's bad? Do you have any legitimate evidence?
I mean, I want to say it's because Reddit hates it, but no, that's not a reason. I would be becoming the thing that I swore to destroy, biased. But
I know.
Yeah, so one of the reasons why I hate it, literally because I guess it's just me, but God, if there is a God, like if I'm talking from a religious point of view, God put animals here on this planet for a reason.
True.
There is a food chain for a reason.
True.
Exactly. People who try to prevent that, they're dumb. They're actually dumb.
And it's not just okay. If you don't believe in God, it's an evolutionary thing.
Exactly.
That animals are here, and it's not that. Oh, okay. There are certain it's sad that humans have evolved for thousands of years.
Only to come back
thousands of years
yeah.
to eat all these animals, right?
Yeah.
And yet we've gone back to square one.
Yeah.
It's like us not having any teeth. If you eating endangered animals, that is wrong.
Yeah.
And okay, for example, PETA is bad because in 2011, PETA behaved in a regrettably consistent manner. This is from The Atlantic, by the way.
Yeah.
And it euthanized the overwhelming majority of dogs and cats that accepted into its shelter. Out of 760 dogs impounded, they killed 713.
Oh yeah, I heard
They arranged for Knight to be adopted and farmed out 36 other shelters.
Mm-hmm.
That they killed 90% of dogs. 90% of them that they wanted to get in their shelter.
Yeah.
And yet, when a YouTuber makes a video electrocuting his cat with a toothbrush, which was fake, by the way, and made with a stock element of lightning, right?
Yeah.
PETA threatens to sue. It was so obviously fake. Okay, if you're listening right now, go in your browser, look up electrocuting cat with electric toothbrush. If you see it, you'll see it's not humanly possible to think that it's real in this day and age.
I forgot how to spell electrocuting.
Yeah, I know. Actually. Okay, then. As for cats, they impounded 1,200 of them. They killed 1,198, transferred a staggering 8. That's it, a measly 8.
Yeah.
Found homes for a grand total of 5 cats. 5 cats when they killed 1,200 cats.
That's sad.
When I first saw PETA's killing animals, I was like, there's no way. That's not even possible.
Hold on.
Isn't PETA against that sort of thing?
Hold on. I want to make I want to make a point here. Thank you, Anne, for trying to spam my Discord. Thank you.
Who?
Oh, someone that's watching our stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a shout out just for that.
Really?
Yeah, really.
All right, so let's
yeah.
we're gonna continue to something.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets for the leftists out there.
Yeah.
It's gonna get bad for you. But we are open to any sort of debate. We are not here to hate on anybody. We are simply here to debate and talk about different subjects. Okay, what are your thoughts on the LGBTQIA plus community?
Oh my god. Alright, let's give me a second
You
to
might,
think.
you might want to present yourself by saying, "Oh my god, bro, don't be a meanie head. Just don't be a meanie head."
My gosh.
That's not okay. Just continue.
The LGBT community. Lesbians and gays.
Yes.
They have a. I want to say. I'm going to say it. They're decent. They're somewhat decent. If they choose to believe what they want, if they choose to do what they want, do it. So be it.
Is it okay if I start? All right.
Yeah, sure. Start.
What gender is Caitlyn Jenner?
I don't know. I'm gonna search that up.
No, don't search it up.
All right.
No, just search up the name if you don't know who it is. Okay, search up the name.
Crap! I spelled Caitlyn wrong.
All right. All right, you got it?
I'm searching it, but I can't seem to find one.
Okay. Okay, if you just don't know, let me give you a thing. So let's say there's a person born as a male,
Yeah.
and then they decide, I'm gonna be a woman.
Yeah.
Right? And they cut off their genitals. Does that make them a woman?
No.
Okay, let me make this very clear. If you are transgender, and I say that is not your actual gender, that is because it is true.
Yep.
It is not.
Cool.
Every single chromosome inside of Caitlyn Jenner's body is male. It is not female. Not at all. Okay, guess how many transgender people, transgender men that turned into women have had babies? How
None.
many? Absolutely not.
Hold on,
Why? Because they're still men. And the reason for this is because they're still men, obviously.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm not denying your humanity if you are trans. I'm simply saying that you are not the gender that you claim to be.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm at a dinner party, this is a quote from Ben Shapiro. If I'm at a dinner party, or if I'm having dinner with a transgender person, or just eating lunch with them,
yeah,
I'm not gonna straight up say, no, you're not this gender, because that'd be rude. But if I'm in a session like this, in a sort of debate, then yeah,
I'd
say that.
Hold on. So
we're open to all opinions here.
So Anne says they identify as whatever gender they choose. That's true. That's true, but they're
just because they identify, they're not technically. They are men.
Yeah.
Oh, does Anne have a rebuttal? I'd like to.
Anne, do you have an argument? This is to you, Anne. So now we wait for her to.
All right. So what else can we discuss?
I think that's about all. Do you want to end it right now? I'm gonna go eat dinner. She says no.
Okay, so let's continue a little bit more.
I'm gonna go eat dinner actually.
All right. So are you gonna end it here?
Let's. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching the podcast.
If you enjoyed, make sure to tell your friends. You know, we need to advertise out here.
Yeah, we need more people.
And if you want to be a guest on the podcast, whoa, deja vu, what the heck? If you want to be a guest on the podcast, let us know. And quick fact, deja vu means already seen in French.
Shout out to Michael. Yeah.
Shout out, Michael. Alright, everybody. Thank
Right.
you for watching this video.
Yeah, thank you,
And,
and